Now on we go to round three. Round three again on a flat stage. Danie actually goes back to a flat stage, which I don't think is a bad choice. I think Cutman would have done better with some hills, especially with if you're planting the shuriken right. But you see at the start here, he actually puts some pressure on him up close, and then he runs all the way back across the stage to the other side. This is where I get a little confused by the tactics, but he's hanging in there. It's an even round. He's got again all his EP. Start throwing some shuriken, but he ends up not using a lot of that EP, and I think he's going to die here. So tactically speaking, not the best start, and Jose gets a little bit of a lead. Now that said, as we watch this go on here, that was a nice cleanup. He's back in it. He's got two shuriken down in nice, convenient places. This is actually great. He needs to get a shuriken down that back wall and then walk in and approach once he gets him trapped in there. Now that's an unfortunate shuriken toss. I think he was trying to call out a high jump, but he ends up getting a shuriken stuck on the ceiling in a place where it's not super effective. Jose, meanwhile, is just kind of doing what he needs to do. He's kind of staying. He's happy to stay away from him. That's Needle does great when he's away or above, and he's just kind of waiting it out and keeping a lead going. Um, Denny does do a good job cleaning up stocks for the most part. He stays in this the whole way. Again, that's where those intersecting hitboxers are so critical, and if you can create those, that's great. Now he's starting to use some melee attacks all of a sudden. I think those are the first two melee attacks he's used this round, even being close. Oh, he may use some of the first stock, but it's been a long time since he used a melee attack. Gets in close, lands two quick attacks for 8 damage and dies. Again, this is the kind of benefit you realize by getting close. Jose kind of, again, he uses kind of those raw dives, which usually works, but Denny is just playing exceptionally cautiously. But now he's going to the last stock, so let's recap here. We're on the last stock. This is winner advances in the tournament. Loser goes to loser's bracket. This was, I believe, winner's semis. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think this was. I should have checked that before I come into this. Nevertheless, it was a early round. It was a loser's bracket round for sure. Jose was up against elimination. He had lost an earlier round to a Sparkman player, Ader. And then this was the round three of the match to determine who was going to get eliminated. And Denny has got he's down by about 8 health out of the 24 you start with. So he's down by a substantial margin, but he does have full EP, which is not a bad situation to be in. In some cases, it's actually preferable to have EP to health going into your last stock, depending on your character and how well you're able to use that. And so Jose just starts filling space. Not a bad approach. You see, Denny does come in for a few melee attacks and then gets kind of baited underneath the raw dive, which was, again, Jose will toss those out, thinking when you're going to come in, kind of predicting it. Jose closes, or Denny closes right at the end, does a few things wonderfully well, and then dies. So that went really fast. I got to back this up again because this whole exchange at the end was super fast. All right, so Jose gets the dive off and retreats. Again, this is what you expect from Needle. Needle wants to get far away. You expect Cut to follow. Um, he slides away, which kind of works because he avoids the grab, and then he finally closes. This is what I'm thinking he should be doing all match. Closing, gets in, lands a couple melees. In that span, right at the end there, I'm going to slow it down here. Jose's got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, something like 20 health left. I'm sorry, I said 24 health. He started with 28 health. Like 20 health left. Okay? When he closes in here, he goes 4 damage. He does 4 damage. He does 4 damage. He does 4 damage. One more hit, and he would have had Jose. So he landed 16 damage in the space of about a second and a half by closing in, putting on pressure, and landing melee attacks. And while certainly you can't do that the whole time, that kind of stretch is why Cutman wants to get in close and do that kind of work. Jose controlled space wall the whole time. He never makes it easy to approach. Needleman is hard to approach because you got to take a few hits, but sometimes you just got to bully your way in, take a few hits, jump cancel, and just get in there and start landing attacks. Fighting from across the stage as Cutman is really difficult. But overall, it was a really, really well fought match in terms of the play and counterplay. It was super close. Danie held in the whole time. Like this was absolutely down to the wire in all three matches. There was a chance for both of them to win on the last stock, and it was a really fun set to watch live, and I really enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed what Jose showed, kind of pulling it out when his back was against the wall. He did end up going on and winning the. He actually lost. I'm sorry, he lost in losers finals in this tournament, but he's adjusting to a lot of the balance changes too that came with Needle and heat for this new patch. So there's been a lot of work there for us to try and find some balance to some of these characters, and his were one of the characters that got hit. So in any case, I want to say if you've followed this long, thank you for watching. Just a few technical observations that I would say. I've seen a lot of room for the community in general to improve on some things like jump canceling, jump cancel bullying. Like I said, take a hit, jump cancel, and keep getting in. There's a tendency to want to play not at that mid-range zone. I think there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of characters that a lot of people don't. They either want to play from across the stage or they want to play right on top of you. And in reality, like Cutman especially, two character lengths away is a great place to be fighting. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity there for the community as a whole to kind of think about some of those pieces. Um, and yeah, otherwise it was a lot of fun. So if you are watching this for the first time as a Mega Man Arena newbie, just would love to have you in the Discord. I'll put some links in the video to that. And I just want to say that um, you're absolutely welcome to join in. We'd love to have you. It's a free to play game with a lot of technical depth. Not super technical. Kind of a fun, casual fighting game to play on the side, perhaps while you're training in more serious fighting games, and a little different take on the platform fighter with the bullet fighter type of mechanics. So, in any case, we've got 29 fighters of the newest patch with Splash when released. So there are more than enough characters to keep you happy. They all have some technical depth to them. They all have a lot of things you can do with them, and they're all very unique. So I'll bring this to a close. Thanks for watching.